Welcome to Master 79. In this lesson we tackle an ielts writing task 1 line graph, and I will take you all the way from reading the graph through brainstorming to a full band 9 model answer. Here is the task. The graph gives information about changes in the birth and death rates in New Zealand between 1901 and 2101. We must summarise the information by selecting and reporting the main points and make comparisons where relevant. Let's look at the graph. It plots two lines over 200 years. The dark line shows births and the teal line shows deaths, both measured in thousands. Notice that everything after roughly the present day is a projection into the future. Before writing, I make three quick decisions. First, tenses. I use the past for historical data and future or projection language for the years ahead. Second, I select only the main features, not every small change. And third, I plan an overview that captures the big picture with no specific numbers. So what are the main features? For births, they start low, surge to a baby boom peak in the 1960s, and then decline in the long run. For deaths, they start much lower, but rise dramatically later and overtake births. The single most important moment is the crossover at around 2041. This gives me a clear full-paragraph plan, an introduction that paraphrases the task, an overview with the two biggest trends, one body paragraph for births, and one body paragraph for deaths, including that crossover. Here is the introduction and overview. The line graph illustrates changes in the annual number of births and deaths in New Zealand from 1901 to 2101, with the later figures being projections. Overall, births exceeded deaths for most of the period, yet the two trends are projected to converge and then reverse, so that deaths eventually surpass births. Body paragraph 1 covers births. Beginning at around 20,000 in 1901, births rose unevenly to roughly 28,000 by the early 1920s, dipped, and then climbed steeply to a peak of about 65,000 in the early 1960s. After this baby boom, the figure fell and fluctuated, reaching a second lower peak near 2001 before declining steadily to just over 40,000 in 2101. Body paragraph 2 covers deaths. By contrast, deaths started far lower, at only 8,000 in 1901, and increased gradually to about 27,000 by 2021. The rate of increase is then expected to accelerate sharply, with deaths overtaking births at roughly 48,000 around 2041 before leveling off at close to 60,000 for the rest of the century. Why does this reach band 9? The task is fully covered with a clear overview. Ideas are logically organized, one trend per paragraph. The vocabulary is precise, and comparisons such as by contrast and overtaking are used naturally. One honest note, band 9 here reflects our own assessment against the public, i.e. LTS descriptors, not a certified examiner score. That's how you turn a line graph into a band 9 answer. If this helped, subscribe to Master 79 for more ielts writing lessons. See you in the next one.